What's going on, guys? Welcome back to United View. Hope everyone is doing very well, having a good Saturday, and we're in that weird post-Christmas, pre-New Year kind of zone, aren't we, at the moment, whereby Christmas has come and gone, Boxing Day fixtures have come and gone, but it's a Saturday and there's no football. It feels a little bit strange, doesn't it? Everyone as well has got their little illnesses and bugs. Flex is currently struck down. You probably saw him yesterday on the Trinity and on the morning show. Still under the weather, so hopefully he gets better soon. But what I thought I'd do, as a bit of a post-Christmas stocking filler, is just go through some little bits of transfer news that we've seen over the last 24 hours or so, and kind of have a bit of a check-in, I suppose, as well. It's a bit of a dark time to be a Manchester United fan at the moment, isn't it? When we're talking about the end of the year, you kind of reflect on it, don't you? You reflect on 2024 and go, it's not been the best one for Manchester United. There has been trophies in it, you know, in the FA Cup, but there's been managerial changes, transfers, and we find ourselves currently 14th in the Premier League. It's not so great, is it, going into 2025? But maybe Manchester United are trying to do something to fix it in the form of transfers, in the form of exits and incomings, particularly one position that my goodness me, how often did I speak in the summer, prior to the summer, that we needed a left back? That's now changed, I suppose, with the formation under Ruben Amorim, which is a left wing back, but it looks like possibly that's what we might be looking at, because the story came out yesterday, didn't it? You probably all saw that Manchester United have made an offer to Paris Saint-Germain left-back Nuno Mendes, according to Fabrice Hawkins, who's a pretty reputable journalist actually in France. So there is certainly legs to this story. There is certainly weight to this story. The suggestion was that he is open to joining and wants to leave the league side. Now, look, I suppose when it comes to the January transfer window at Manchester United, it's clear, it's very, very obvious. There is so much work that needs to be done at Manchester United, isn't there? You know, when it comes to incomings, outgoings, as I said, when it comes to the left-back position, which is now moved into the left wing-back position, I was saying last summer that we needed a new left-back, and we've seen why this season, haven't we? One, I mean, Luke Shaw, we're not even considering him to be a left wing back anyway in this new system, let alone the fitness issues. So we don't have one. Thuram Malacia is on his way back, but he's not the answer anyway. And we just don't have wing backs in this system. We play a system that involves wing backs being a focal part of the team, but we don't have them. We play Dalot and Mazraoui sometimes, and they're not really wing backs. Mazraoui is, I prefer him in it as a right or left centre back in this system. Diogo Dalot's really struggled to adapt to be a wing back, and he's really out of form too. So we need wing backs. The issue with, I think, any transfer come January, and obviously we'll be covering them much more in depth once January comes in the transfer view. Indeed, it will be returning. Is just what can Manchester United realistically afford to do in January when it comes to PSR, when it comes to FFP. And I don't think anyone really knows. The suggestion is, isn't it, that Manchester United are very, very, very close to the line in terms of PSR. We've seen Ineos, Sir Jim Ratcliffe make all of these cuts, redundancies, cost-cutting, penny pinching, whatever you want to call it, to try and offset PSR. We know that Manchester United have accepted or in the process of accepting a post-season friendly in Malaysia to help get some money to help offset PSR. So what money is there to spend? Now, I suppose the problem is when it comes to United in general is we always hear this line, don't we? Oh, it's going to be tight. There's not money to spend. You know, we'll wait and see. I wouldn't expect, just there might be £40 million to spend, and next thing you know, we end up spending 200 million. We always somehow find a way. And I think that is some people's point of view, is that Manchester United will find a way, but they usually find a way in the summer and not so much in the winter. The difference is now is Manchester United are desperate. They are desperate because we can't win football matches. And these players are also not good enough. And it's a dangerous and practically lethal combination to ourselves. Is not only are they not good enough, but they are also not for this system. So you've got a two-pronged issue there, is that they're bad players and they can't do what they're meant to be doing. And you're looking at Ruben Amorim and he's going, these guys aren't good and they can't do it either. So you've got to bring players in. How are they going to do that? Now, ever since Ruben Amorim did come in, all the reports suggest that one of his big things to the Manchester United hierarchy was, get me a left wing back. We need a left wing back. We need one as soon as possible. Is that going to be Nuno Mendes from PSG? I don't know. My head says probably not. I mean, I know, again, there's talks about new contracts and all this kind of stuff. Maybe that's where it stems from. I do think if we were to get a position in January, I think it could be a left wing back, maybe on a loan, because I feel like heading into January, it's only going to be loans once more, a bit like it was a few years ago when Weghorst came in and Sabitzer came in, and Manchester United can do those kind of loans, and they can contribute and they can make a difference. So it's not to say that they can't improve Manchester United, but I just don't know if we can get that kind of long-term fix for these positions. But I think what we have to try and do something. Ineos have to do something. They can't just sit as things are and be like, well, we'll just do nothing at all, unless they are fully in the camp of, well, the season's written off. We don't think we'll go down, and it's wild to be even having those conversations. But when you're 14th at the turn of the year and you're losing more games than you're winning, and you're in relegation form, you have to have those uncomfortable and frankly embarrassing conversations. I don't think we will go down or anything like that ridiculous, but do you have the conversation of, right, we're not going to do that much in January because we're just going to plan for the summer, and what happens this season happens. But then I go back to it again. This is kind of the vicious cycle of Manchester United, isn't it? Is that because we are so tight on PSR and finances, we have to try and finish up as high the table as we possibly can, because we're going to be out of the Champions League for a second season in a row. We're probably going to be out of Europe altogether next season. How is that going to impact the summer transfer plans too? So there is so much on the line and so much up in the air right now for Manchester United that I guess it almost feels a bit trivial to be talking about a left wing back, but you've got to try and do something. And we'll see indeed what Ineos and Manchester United do try and do come January. If we do any business, whether it be Nuno Mendes, whether it be Alvaro Fernandez, whether it be someone we haven't even thought about at the moment, of course, most likely will have to come from sales. Now, Joshua Zirkzee continues to be linked away from Manchester United after an underwhelming start to his career at the club. Mike McGrath is reporting that Juventus are willing to offer Joshua Zirkzee an escape route out of Manchester United to reunite him with Thiago Motta. Of course, he was the previous head coach at Bologna, where Zirkzee had that decent season last season. Interestingly, the suggestion also is they have rejected a chance to pursue a move for Marcus Rashford. Of course, he's probably the one heading into January that people are most interested in or most curious as to what's going to happen. Just to take it bit by bit, I think when it comes to Joshua Zirkzee, I'd be surprised if he left in January. Come the summer, look, anything's possible. It's not impossible that he could decide it hasn't worked out, or the club could decide it hasn't worked out, and there might be an escape route there to go back to Italy, and maybe that one could happen. We didn't pay a huge amount of money for him. What was it? Over 37 million, which in today's day and age isn't huge. So that could be realistic. There could be a situation where they decide to give him more time to bed in and to settle in, and we shall see. I think we need a striker. I don't think it's too much of a revelation to say that I don't think either Zirkzee or Højlund are the guys to sort of carry the burden and score the goals for Manchester United moving forward. It's not to say they won't have a part to play, but I think United need more. But also, whoever does play in that position needs service, and the players don't offer whoever plays up front service either. And what you get in the striking positions, this is why I've not really participated in the whenever one scores a goal, it's like, all right, you owe an apology because this guy scored, because the next game they won't, and we'll be saying that they're terrible. They're both not really the solution for that position. So Zirkzee one, I don't suspect he goes in January. Maybe the summer, but I don't think anything happens in January. And as far as Marcus Rashford, I've said before, I don't know if a permanent deal. I lean towards I don't think a permanent deal happens with him in January. I think that we could see a loan. I think the most likely situation is a loan similar to Jadon Sancho when he went to Dortmund last season, where there's no obligation, but it's a case of playing football and they'll sell him in the summer. Maybe there might be a loan with an obligation for the summer. United might go for that. And if they can do that, then they can operate in the January window. And maybe that's what's underpinning all of their plans for January, is if they can sell Rashford, get pure profit or get a guarantee of pure profit and kind of go from there. As of right now, which is still, the window hasn't opened just yet, but as of right now, one club has been, quite concretely linked to Rashford. There's been the talks of Saudi and stuff like that, but I feel like they just come up. And what we have to, I guess, also brace ourselves for, as is the case with every transfer window. It wasn't as bad in the summer, but it will be bad, I think, this time, is the links will start linking. Manchester United will be linked over the course of the next 4 or 5 weeks with every player you can possibly think of, because 1, we're desperate, and 2, we sell a story. So get ready for that. We'll be linked with 1 million players. A lot of them we won't be able to get for PSR and FFP reasons. And it's going to be just, I don't know. It's either going to be, I think either way it's going to be an insane January, and it depends on your definition of insanity with that one. Is it going to be insane in the case of, wow, I didn't expect to do all this business and we did it? Or is it going to be insane because it's incredibly frustrating of, why are we being linked with this guy? We know we're not going to get him. Why are we being linked to this guy? We know we're not going to get him. And we come to January and we've got a couple of loans. I don't know. So I guess it's the beginning of all of that. Let me know what you think. Who do you think we're going to go after? Do you think we're going to sign anyone? Do you think we're going to sell anyone? Do you think we're going to get to the end of January and it's going to be like, well, we didn't make any signings. Rashford went out on loan. Do you think Rashford's even going to still be sticking around? Let me know your thoughts about it in the comment section below. Be sure to smash the like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Tomorrow we'll be back with a preview. Obviously, we play Newcastle on the 30th. It's the last game before New Year's Eve on the 31st. It's 8 o'clock kickoff, so that's on Monday. I'll be live at 6 p.m. for the pre-match, as per usual. I'll be joined by Mr. The Comedian, KG, that comedian, for that one. But tomorrow, we'll have the preview. We'll be flexing myself, going through the game, and I wonder if he'll get another exact prediction. He did it for Wolves, didn't he? We said, we'll lose 2-0. And maybe he'll be right again. We shall see. But big up to everyone. Have a good Saturday. And I'll speak to you again very soon. I'm out of here. Peace.